The end of a great series tonight. Game 7. Caps and Rangers. Said about 2 weeks ago that this thing was going to go 7. And here we are, Caps in another Game 7. In what I think is the most important game in their franchise's history. No big deal. It's the DC Sports Show. Of course, in about 2 hours from now, the Washington Capitals will be facing off with the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden in their second Game 7 of the playoffs. Can they go on the road and beat a heavily favored team again? This time at their own game. Hey, look, this has been a lot of fun. And rebounding from one of the worst losses in their franchise's history, the Caps came out in Game 6, at the Verizon Center, packed house, rocking the red, and they put on a show. That was the best game they played all playoffs, and Ovechkin started it with the power play goal. The crowd was nuts. They were going crazy. Chimera got a put away. They didn't score on Holtby till the very, very end, and the Caps forced a Game 7. Gutsy. I mean, these guys don't quit. They work hard. They play the boards. They block shots. They finish checks. I mean, they're just... You're proud to be their fan. I mean, this is a completely different Caps team, and it starts with Dale Hunter. There was a lot of question marks about Dale Hunter when they hired him and they fired Bruce Boudreau, and things weren't going too well. I even said that this team was sunk. I said it. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs, and if they did, it would be some sort of fluke, and they'd go in and they'd cash out their chips in the first round like they normally do. But these guys rallied around Dale Hunter, and it's been pretty awesome to see. And this is definitely going to be like every other Game 7. I mean, it's a coin flip. You're just hoping not to make crucial mistakes. The team that makes a crucial mistake will probably lose the game. Another weird thing in this series, and another weird thing with the Caps for this playoffs, they have not won a game when they don't score first. So I'd say scoring first is pretty damn important tonight. Play solid. It's Game 7. The refs aren't going to try to decide this thing, so there's not going to be a lot of penalties tonight. You're just going to have to deal with it. Don't retaliate. Things are going to happen. It's going to be a little bit rougher out there. It's Game 7. So the Rangers have never lost Game 7 at Madison Square Garden, so why not now? Why not? They're due, right? Keep blocking the shots. I mean, the blocking of the shots, I mean, they have become the New York Rangers in this series. The Rangers are known for blocking their shots. They've protected Braden Holtby. Holtby's been good when asked to be good, but they've kept him pretty clean, and that's definitely helping these guys. And this is the biggest game in their franchise's history. Yes, they made it to the conference finals in 1990. They kind of upset their way through there and got swept. I mean, they weren't really a serious contender. 1998, there was a lot of upsets on the Eastern Conference side. Ole got hot, and they kind of stumbled into the Stanley Cup Finals, and that was great, don't get me wrong. But they weren't a real serious threat to win, and they weren't, as they were swept by the Red Wings. But this team here, this is the team that, you saw put together in 2006, 2007. They hired Bruce Boudreau. They had this young core, the 4 young guns: Ovechkin, Semin, Backstrom, Green. They were building this foundation, and they said, we're going to win multiple Stanley Cups. We're going to compete for Stanley Cups. Well, it hasn't happened yet, and there's been some gut-wrenching losses. I mean, 2008, Game 7, they lost to the Flyers. 2009, the gut-wrenching Game 7 Eastern Conference semifinals like tonight, and they didn't show up against the Penguins. I don't think that's this team. This team is going to show up tonight, and that's a fact. They haven't been blown out by anybody. They're going to be in this game. It's going to be a one-goal game. It's going to be close. It's going to be nerve-wracking, and that's how it's going to be. I don't know who's going to win tonight, but it's going to be close, and they're going to have a chance to win, and they need to capitalize on their opportunities. 2010, after being the the President's Cup trophy champs, they lost to the Canadiens. This core has not done it. They haven't done it, but what they've done in this playoffs has been pretty awesome. I mean, they took the Stanley Cup champions' best shot, and they won. They went in Game 7 in Boston, and they won. Joel freaking Ward, as they like to say up there in Boston. And along the way, this Capital team has taken on the identity of their coach. They're defensive-minded. They block shots. They sacrifice. They play as a team. This is a team now. This isn't, a couple of stars. Everybody's contributing. Everybody's playing well. I mean, they are playing good hockey. They are a good hockey team, and they have absolutely a chance to win this thing tonight in Madison Square Garden. I don't care if the Rangers are 7-0 in Madison Square Garden. That doesn't mean anything. That's flipping a coin. They've just happened to get it right 7 times. They're due not to get one right. So, I mean, I don't really have too much to say. I mean, there's not much to talk about. I mean, it's 7 games. They've won 3. We've won 3. I mean, we know what the deal is. It's going to be low scoring, 2-1, 3-2 game. Hell, there probably could be some overtime. Both goalies have been great. It's been a great series. And as a Caps fan, seeing them lose in such gut-wrenching fashion in the past, if they do lose tonight, I will be more proud of them than I have previous years when they haven't given me a reason to be proud. It will suck if they lose tonight. It will suck because I think this team, if they can get through this, it's all in front of them, and it would be great. This town needs it so bad. I mean, this team hasn't had a winner in so long. This place would go bonkers, I think. And so let's hope their hard work gets rewarded, and let's hope they exercise the ghosts of this franchise, because these big four, Ovi, Semin, Backstrom, and Green, they haven't gotten this far ever. They win tonight, they've gone farther than they've ever gone before, and this town will embrace them as they already have. But there's a lot to like on this team. I mean, there's good guys on this team. Brooks Lake and Jason Chimera and Mike Knuble and Keith Aucoin, and there's good guys. There's hard workers on this team, and there's guys that sacrifice themselves for the good of the team, and that's what the Stanley Cup is about, and that's why it's the hardest championship to win in sports, in my opinion. But this is the biggest game that I think they've ever played, and I hope they go in there and they make this a moment that's going to be great for this town and great for the team and great for them as a reward for a lot of their hard work, because they've worked their ass off. I mean, let's get serious. This series should be over. Game 5 was stolen, trickled out of our hands. Game 3 was in our grasp. We've got these guys, and they know it, and they can't score 5-on-5 against us, and they know it. So we just got to keep putting on the pressure. They got to get a couple past Lundqvist, and hopefully that we're going to be here, and we're going to be drinking to the Caps. And so that's really it. Even if you're not a hockey fan, just sit down and watch this. Nothing beats a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and if you haven't been watching this series, you better go on it now because it's been awesome. Just like the Boston series was pretty awesome. I mean, this is such a roller coaster, and somebody's roller coaster is going to stop tonight, and hopefully it's not the guys in red. But that's it on the Caps. Let's go Caps. All right.